And welcome back to Big Apple Hockey. I am your host for tonight's edition of You Know What, the Good, Bad, and the Ugly. And I am John Filkowski. I will put up my little nameplate thingy because that's what I do here. That's me. That's my Twitter handle. As I always say, you can follow the ravings of follow the rumblings of a stark raving Rangers fan lunatic like me on Twitter at 92 in 82, an homage to Wayne Gretzky's single season goal record. I know you guys are probably tired of hearing that, but yeah, I'm a Gretzky fanboy, so that's me, and that's my Twitter handle. Follow me there. I'm always posting something about the Rangers on there, but I know that you guys wanted me to do more of these. I was getting some good reviews on these. So I'm back doing it here again tonight. Sorry, I did like I've said in the comment to Brody there, I had to do an unexpected gym session. I did not think I was doing that tonight, but here we are, and you know what time it is. I'm gonna get into it, and let's play the video. Yeah, it's that time again. So the good, the bad, and the flat out ugly. And I'll start with a couple, or obviously the good, because we usually start with the good stuff early. But Igor, speaking of early, Igor early on was phenomenal. And yeah, big win core, definitely agree. And let's keep it rolling, Sean. You're definitely right about that. But Igor kept it rolling. Igor has just been phenomenal all season. And he kept it up again tonight, especially early on when he was tested. Hey, Matt, he was equal to the task. They had in Philadelphia very early on before that power play had, I would say, about 3 point blank chances in which they could have scored on. And Igor was just, and not only that, but you're right. Guntote Granny, welcome back, by the way, from earlier on. Igor was on top of his game again, especially on that 5-minute power, the penalty kill, killing the major off on Dryden Hunt. He was incredible, and he did it again. Igor has just been good. John, yeah, Igor for Vezina is right. Let's get that train going, everybody. So, but yeah, I have nothing else I could really say about Igor other than he really kept them in it early on. And that was a big thing for me. He kept them in it. The next thing I'll focus on is the second power play unit. They come out and they get that penalty. And the first power play unit looked bad. And we'll more about that later on, obviously. But the second power play unit comes out. And what do we usually say about the Rangers power play? Keep it simple, because simple is effective. And simple was effective as Jacob Trouba absolutely hammered a bomb home from the point. And it went in. There was a couple of, there was some traffic in front, and it got through and got past Hart, and the Rangers took the early lead on the power play goal early on in the game. And that was when the tide started to turn. So that power play was big. It was big for them. It was simple. It was effective. It looked good. Second power play unit had a bunch of a lot better looks than the first power play unit. But again, more on that a little later. And Guntote Granny, thank you for coming on here. I know it's late. I'm sorry. I wish I would have known that the unexpected gym session was coming tonight, but that's why I got this right here. So yeah, the third line is my next point. The third line continued its strong play once again, and they were really good on all the. They were really good. I thought on all their shifts actually. They had several ones where I thought that they could have scored on. Chytil got robbed halfway through the third period, just before the 10-minute mark, and I honestly thought he was going to score there. But they had a bunch of good looks. Gauthier kept up his good play again. I thought he looked really good. Maybe not as good as the previous game against Boston, but he still had a pretty damn good game. Chytil was really good. I thought he was the best player on that line. Thought Lafreniere was pretty good. And overall, that line continues to show that they belong together. They absolutely belong together. They're feeding off each other. They've got chemistry. Jack, again, yeah, that line's electric. Can't say that. I couldn't agree more with that. So they continue to keep this up. If they continue to play like this, especially against the better teams, Philly is not a fraud or an imposter team. I wouldn't say that they're a top of the line team, but they're a pretty good team. They've got some firepower, and they played well against them. So if that third line continues to keep it up, I'll tell you right now, they're going to be. This team's going to play a lot better, and they're going to continue to win games the way they're winning games right now. So. Moving on to my next little point here. The Rangers really dominated after that power play goal. That power play goal was a turning point for the team. I thought they were very well. They played very well after that first power play goal. They took over the game. They absolutely took over the game. Philly almost got blown out of the building. If they had converted on maybe 2 or 3 more of those chances in the first period, which they had some really, really good looks, the Rangers would have blown Philly out of the building, and it would have looked like the St. Patrick's Day massacre from earlier on in 2021 when Mika Zibanejad absolutely blew the Flyers' doors off with his first 6-point game, which we all went nuts over. That was just incredible. So Mika Zibanejad, I thought he had a good game tonight too, but we'll get on to more into the. Yeah, exactly, Sean. Looking like that game. But if they would have just converted on it, I'll give Carter Hart credit. He kept them at bay. It could have been a lot worse. But the Rangers were buzzing after that. They really were. So it was good to see. And going on to my next point, Kaapo Kakko. What can we say about Kaapo Kakko? Has he finally turned the corner? Because it sure as hell looks like it. And I would agree with this, Jack. Mika looked like himself. Still not himself, but yeah, he did look better. And I think part of that is just Kaapo Kakko being a play driver on that line is helping that line out. Chris Kreider. I mean, Kaapo Kakko, one of the passes he made on that Kreider goal. Are you kidding me? Him and Trouba? What were they channeling their inner Wayne Gretzky? Because the puck was just moving like crazy on that play. It was just tic-tac-toe, bing, bang, boom. It looked like a pinball machine the way that puck was moving. That was incredible. We'll get into that in a little bit too. But yeah, Matthew, you couldn't be more right on this. He had a confidence problem to start this season in terms of like his offensive play. But my God, he is playing great hockey right now. Every game he's coming out. He's making plays at both ends. He's getting involved. I mean, even when he's not scoring, even like the last game, I don't think he really had any, I think maybe an assist in last game. But Kakko, yeah, I would agree. Kakko looks like one of the 3 best forwards they have right now. I couldn't agree more with this. Dryden Hunt, I think, has played great. He had another goal tonight. Well, more on that in a little bit too. But you know what? How can you say that like Kakko's playing bad? He's playing incredible hockey right now. The next thing I want to move on to is the Rangers passing on the Kreider goal. And I was just talking about that a few seconds ago, but like that passing was phenomenal. My mind was just blown when I saw that goal. I was just like, are you kidding me? Like, if there was an awesome button, like the easy button in the Staples commercials, the Rangers were definitely pressing it nonstop on that play, just going nuts, bashing the shit out of that thing. Oh my God, that was great. Like, that's one of those plays where you're going to look back and that's going to be on a Rangers top highlight reel. Oh, what a goal that was. Oh, Sean, I think we all were, man. That we were all in awe of what was going on in that goal. The Twitter responses on my timeline were like, what? They were just all full of WTFs, like left and right. And John, you're right. You couldn't be more right about this. Is when everyone starts to hit their stride, this is a scary, scary looking team. But you know what? I was tough on Dryden Hunt, but I can't argue this right now because he's played so well lately. He really has. He's kind of sliding into that Jesper Fast role, and he's been really, really good in it. Yeah. Here's the crow. It's going into Filk's mouth. Just serving the crow up on the silver platter. I know. Feed me more because if he's going to keep doing this, I'll keep eating that damn crow. That's for damn sure. And I'm going to move on to my next point in saying that Nils Lundqvist was just really good tonight. Nils Lundqvist had a very quiet but solid game. He even broke up a key 2-on-1 with Sean Couturier having the puck, which probably would have saved a goal. I tell you right now, Nils is just looking better and better by the game. It's not super noticeable unless you're keying in on him, but he's starting to play better. He looks more confident. He's moving the puck with conviction. And that's the biggest thing. When you have the confidence to move the puck and make plays with conviction, you're going to play a lot better. And I'm gonna highlight this because I agree with this from Jack. Nils does need to take more shots from the point. He has a nasty shot in general, whether it's wrist, snap, slap shot, one-timer. He has a cannon. He's got to use that shot more. And that's the one thing I would love to see because I think that when he starts to do that, the points are going to pile up. To Adam Fox's level, I don't know. We'll have to see. But Nils needs to use that cannon of his a lot more. He's got a great shot. And like I said, he's going to get points. And our fearless leader joins us in the comments section. Kakko was awesome. Yes, he was. Matthew, more on that in a bit. Because we're going to talk about the first line here next. They look great. Kakko seems to be gelling with Mika and Kreider because that line looked really good. And you know what? The point that we made before, Jack, you said that Mika did not look like himself, but he looked better. I think he actually played a pretty good game. Was he 2020 Mika Zibanejad? No. But he played a good two-way game. He made some good defensive plays. He even had a play where he was on the far side boards, and it was a 50-50 battle, a race to the puck. And he was a step behind, but he batted the puck forward, which ended up leading to extended offensive possession time and a good chance against. So Mika's starting to do the little things that will that are really kind of helping the line out. Chris Kreider continued to score. Again, like how do you not like what Kreider's doing? Kreider even looked decent away from the puck. I don't think as well as some of the other games he's playing in, but he looked good on the penalty kill too. When they put him on the penalty kill in the third. And yes, like Mark says, like, share, subscribe. Please help us out with that. I know I try not to ask too much of it, but I will ask if you guys could all like, share, and subscribe these videos. Or like and share the videos and then subscribe as well. I mean, it definitely helps the channel out. Get to put out more quality content for you guys and girls. So definitely please help us out with that. Jack, I do agree. Mika needs to shoot more. I think that he's definitely a little snake bit right now. So I think his confidence might be a little low. But I think once he gets one in the back of the net, I think the gates will start to open. And hopefully we'll get the Mika Zibanejad back of the previous two seasons. But I can tell you right now, Mika Zibanejad entering today's game, 16 points in 20 games entering tonight. So that's not terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible. Needs to be better, though. I do agree. The next point I will move on to here is that Trouba and Miller played great. I thought overall their game was really good. They had a couple of gaffes, but overall I thought that their game was very, very good. So, Matt, I'm going to go back to this later on. I'm seeing this. I just wanted to let you know that I'm seeing it. I'm going to go back to this later on because this is a good point. But Trouba and Miller played a very good game. The gaff leading to the goal was on Miller. and then because it caused confusion amongst the forwards. I thought Chytil should have been the man down low, not Lafreniere. So again, you know what? If you get a good game overall from your second defensive pairing, and John, thank you very much. We appreciate that. Definitely like John says, please like and share. It definitely helps the channel out. Again, I love putting out content like this, but anything you guys can do in terms of liking and sharing, just please do it and please help us out. I like I said, I don't like to ask and continue to ask. That's just not me, but it definitely helps the channel out. And again, John, thank you very, very much. And thank you for Brody, too, who left one before I got on. So if Brody, if you're watching, I know if you might go back and watch, but thank you again, Brody. We appreciate it. I agree with Joe here. Mika, once he gets going, he's going to be good. So, and then moving on to the next point that I wanted to talk about is going to be a better play in the third period after what was a shaky second part of the second period after the 5-minute major. So they Philadelphia really kind of took the game in after that penalty kill. But I tell you right now, the third period was a good response, and I'll give credit to Gerard Gallant here. So it really, Lou, good question. We'll get to that later in Q&A, by the way. But Gerard Gallant has seemed to really kind of push all the right buttons when it comes to in-game adjustments. And he does it once again in the third period. He gets them to settle down defensively and play a solid defensive third period after what was a shaky second half of the second period. So credit to Gerard Gallant. Jack, that's part of that I will get to later. That is part of my rundown. So we will talk about that a little later. Yeah, I really think that Gerard Gallant's been pushing the right buttons. This is what a Jack Adams level coach does. And for anybody who's not happy with what Gerard Gallant has done for this team, watch their last few games as to when they started to play bad, and then watch the turnaround afterwards. That's Gallant's work. That is all Gallant's work. So the players respond to Gallant, and he's pressing the right buttons. So thank you. This right here from Matthew. That is it. This is the comment. Thank you. And yes, again, Sean, this is another good one. This is what they're doing. This is what a Jack Adams level coach does for a team. This is Gallant's work. And yes, this is another good point here. After the second goal that Boston scored, the Rangers came out that next shift and absolutely started blowing the doors off of Boston for the rest of that game. That's an adjustment. That's an in-game adjustment. That is what a Jack Adams level coach can do for a team. I'm telling you right now, if you don't like Gallant, I feel bad for you, because this would never happen under Quinn. And David, thank you. Thank you. This is it. I'm loving these comments. Keep them coming. Everything is just on point with you guys tonight. Oh, this is great. You guys are doing my job for me. I love it. So I'm going to go on to my next point. And this is another Gerard Gallant adjustment, but a good start from this team after several bad starts in a row. And you know what? You gotta take a look at the way that they've started the last few games before this. The Boston game, they didn't start well. I want to pull up their schedule here. I'm sorry, I didn't have this available in front of me. A little unprepared on my part, I guess you could say. But the schedule in these games. All right. So the last few games, I mean, the Florida game, they did not start well. The Columbus game, they started well. The Jersey game, they did not start well. The Montreal game, they did not start well. The Toronto game, the first 40 minutes was good defensive play, but the offensive execution was bad. And then Buffalo, they didn't start that game well at all. They managed to win that game quick. They were bad in the first period against the Islanders, which was not good enough. And then, again, a bad start against Boston. And then after the second Boston goal, they turned it around. So, you know what? Again, credit to Gallant for addressing that and having this team come out with a real good start. They still need to play better 60-minute hockey, but again, good that Gallant addressed that. And I know you guys are all probably going to look at me like I have 6 heads, and that's fine. But my next point is Patrick Nemeth actually had his best game as a Ranger. I didn't see one bad glaring mistake from him. I thought he was solid in his own zone. He actually broke up a 2-on-1 that probably would have been a goal. Probably would have been a goal there. So I can't even believe I'm saying this, but Patrick Nemeth had a good game. And guys and girls, sorry, Ariana, I did not see you until now in the comments, but yeah, this is a good point. We can get to this a little later in the Q&A part of it. So Nemeth saved a goal there, and somebody better ask how Satan's balls are feeling, because they're probably got some icicles growing off them right now. Hey, what's going on? But you know, that's great to see that from Patrick Nemeth. And then my last part in the good section, actually, there was another part. I kind of jumbled my notes up a little bit here, but the PK was perfect. Yes, Philly went 3 for 40 in November, so their power play was bad, but the PK was perfect, looked very effective, didn't give Philly a chance to get back in it. And that's important, because that game could have turned around, and it looked like it was close to turning around at one point. So they kept taking penalties, and they kept killing the penalties off. Chris Kreider even looked good on the penalty kill, I thought. Yeah, and yeah, we're winning. That's what we need. We're winning right now, man. It's great to see. But so the PK was really good. The other good part that I have in my notes was Artemi Panarin's 2-way game tonight was incredible. I mean, especially he pickpockets and scores on Giroux all in one play. And yes, that's big, because last night was a big night for the Rangers. Washington lost in the final seconds of regulation. Dallas beat the crap out of Carolina. Those 2 games were big. Edmonton and Pittsburgh is going on right now, and we'll do a little score update for everyone out there. So that game is looking like 2-2 right now in the second. McJesus actually has 2 assists in that game, both on Zach Hyman goals. So, I mean, and this is a good point, Matthew. Again, another thing that I want to go over in the Q&A part after I get through with everything. But yeah, winning by more than 1 goal is great now. I mean, maybe we can get that goal differential up. But Artemi Panarin, 2-way game tonight, chef's kiss. Yeah, and you're right. And yes, Ariana, it is on TNT. I do not have that on my TV right now. I will be watching. I'll be turning it on a little bit once I get through with everything like here. So, but yeah, and Panarin is the best hockey player on the team. That's been pretty clear for a while, I would say. But Fox, yeah, you know what? Fox, I wouldn't say a tough night, but it wasn't an Adam Fox night. He still had a point, and I still think he was solid overall, but he definitely wasn't himself tonight, Jack. You're right about that. But Panarin, yeah, I mean, Panarin made several really good plays defensively, so I got to give him a lot of credit. But we're gonna move on to the bad, and I only put 1 bullet point in my bad section, and that was just Miller being out of position on the Philadelphia goal. Miller went up high, which he shouldn't have done as a defenseman. He went and chased the guy up high, and that led to confusion with the forwards being down low. I thought, again, Chytil should have been the man down low and not Lafreniere. Lafreniere is not really the greatest defensive player. He's kind of meh, average at best defensively at this point. So Chytil should have been there, but again, confusion left Jacob Trouba out to dry on that play. But if that's the only gaffe you're going to get from those guys, I'll take that and run. I really will. So again, bad little gaffe there, but nothing nothing crazy. It's just sometimes that happens. It's human error. I'm not going to kill them for it. That's why I put it in bad, not in ugly. But moving on to ugly, the Rangers play after the 5-minute penalty kill was just for the rest of that second period was not good. They were not good. And you know what, Matthew? You're right on that. You're right. I did notice that he was out of position. It's something that they'll work on him with. The defensive coaches will work on him with it, and hopefully they'll get it figured out. Really, since kind of the second Calgary loss, Miller and Trouba have been solid for the most part. So I don't want to kill them too much, but you're right. It is something that needs to be addressed. But again, getting back to the ugly, the play after the 5-minute penalty kill was just bad. I thought that was, like you gave Philly a chance to get back in it. Thankfully, they didn't. But they didn't look good after that. The momentum was taken away. Philly had it after that. I think that if you don't take that, if that penalty will that's another thing we're going to get to in a few seconds. But they just didn't have it after that. The penalty kill, I thought, would give them an emotional boost, and they would have came out and they would have played stronger after that. But the forwards clearly looked out of sync after that. The defense was a little meh after that. Adam Fox looked kind of, it seemed like they kind of took the life out of the team there for a bit. I don't know why, but thankfully they were able to shut that game down because that could have been a hell of a lot worse. The next thing was the first power play unit, which was just terrible. Terrible. The first power play unit was awful in both of their attempts that were out there. The first attempt was bad. They just looked terrible. They were forcing passes. Panarin got a puck picked going across. Yeah, I get that, Rick. But again, I'm going to point out things that I see that I think are ugly. But again, it's not that I'm killing the team. It's just these certain specific points were ugly parts of the game. And they're not many, but there were a few things. But again, the first power play unit, bad night for them. Panarin made some bad decisions with the puck. They were forcing plays. They were fumbling. Adam Fox even fell. Panarin almost had a shorthanded breakaway off of a bad pass he made. I've been calling for something like this for a while, but I've been saying Lafreniere because I like Lafreniere's shot. I think he's got an elite level shot. I think he needs to be on that Strome spot on the far side boards on his off wing on the left-hand side, the right-hand side with the left-handed shot. That's how Tampa Bay does configures their power play. They've got Stamkos on the left side on his off wing with the right-hand shot for the one-timer. Kucherov is on the opposite side on the right side with the left-handed shot for the off wing one-timer. Braden Point plays in the bumper. Victor Hedman is at the point, and then Andre Palat is usually running around. So if you can make your configuration kind of like that and make it work, they've got the pieces to be effective with that configuration. There's no reason why they can't do it. I would like to see Gallant switch things up. But yeah, that first power play unit, they need to have a better night. And they have had better nights. So I'm not going to destroy them, but it was definitely not a good night for them tonight. And my last ugly bit was the call on Dryden Hunt. And I know this was asked for before, but that call was terrible. Listen, if you would have given him 2 minutes for boarding, I would have said, okay, fine, fair enough. And the blood, it wasn't bad enough. He just, the visor clipped his face and cut him up. And I get it. The play looks a lot worse because of the blood. And it really wasn't that bad of a hit. It really wasn't. And the major, the misconduct was uncalled for. And the major was even questionable on that. They call a charging major on that? Did you not watch him slow up there? Like, where was the charge? And not only that, but he didn't even come from far enough for it to be a charging call. Get out of here with that, because that's a terrible call. I thought the officiating tonight was meh at best. The offside, no goal, another thing. Just how are you calling that offsides? Like, not even like looking at that. First of all, one, if that happened, why is that whistle that late? If you're convinced that's offsides, why was that whistle that late? Somebody explain that to me, because I don't get it. I really don't. I thought that was bad. I get it's close, but if it's not distinct enough to the point where you're not calling offsides right away on that, let that play go, have the goal happen, and then review it afterwards and get the call right. And yeah, you're right. I did see that. That was in the second period. That happened. It was on the near side boards over in the corner over there. I know which play you're talking about, Jack, because I remember thinking the same thing. I was like, wait, Reeves just nailed somebody on the numbers. So I wouldn't be surprised if Tim Peel wasn't in that game, but I mean, I could see some sort of backwards Tim Peel explanation on Twitter. So you know what? You're right. That could be too. That's just, you know what, and Sean, good call on that, by the way. But I thought this officiating in this game was just kind of, those two calls are just really bad. I didn't think the officiating overall was terrible, but those are two very, very ugly calls. Two very ugly calls where you're just, why? They were clear overreactions and in the heat of the moment type calls where they were influenced by the Philadelphia reaction. That's just terrible. You gotta be able to step away from a home crowd or a team yelling at you and call the game the right way. And they didn't. I really don't like complaining about the officials, and it really didn't have much of an impact on the game. But that was bad on Dryden Hunt. And again, the offsides goal, that should have counted. But, or at least, why are you whistling that late? If that's not enough to the point where he's over and crosses over the line and you're not calling that right away, then you shouldn't be calling that at all. And then go back to it if they challenge it. I have no problem at that point if they want to challenge it. So, but yeah, another thing in the ugly that I actually didn't put in my rundown is, let's hope that Barclay Goodrow's okay, because he's actually started to play well on the fourth line, and you don't want to see anybody get hurt from a puck like that. So hopefully Barclay Goodrow's okay. This one, MC, you know what? It could go either way for me. I don't necessarily. I think that call wasn't as bad as the offside call or the Dryden Hunt call. The Dryden Hunt call was just terrible. I think that was one of the worst calls I've seen all year. That was just terrible. That was clearly a reaction to blood, is all that was. And yeah, John, you're right. Consistency from the refs. And we haven't had it all year, man. We really haven't. Gallant saying Goodrow okay at a cut above the eye. Perfect. Hopefully Barclay will be back in the next game. Everything will be fine and we'll move forward and everything will be good because this team is playing some winning hockey. And Barclay Goodrow, whether you like it or not, he's been a part of it on that fourth line. That fourth line has been good, even with Hunt being replaced on it by Goodrow. So, yeah. And yes, this was a good point, Jack. I definitely like Gallant ripping the referees for it. There was some. Let me go into my my notifications, because I got a little more of a and then Gallant said someone on my timeline, my notification said it was bad. Hold on here. I gotta go. Let me see if it's in here. I'm sorry, guys. But okay. So Gallant said, "Don't you expletive point at me. That is a BS expletive call, and you know it." That was apparently what was. So one of my Twitter followers, my mutuals, got one of my mutuals basically, I think, lip read that. So, and as long as Goodrow stays in the bottom six, That would be good. And Matthew, you can't take any game for granted. Got to come out hard against San Jose on Friday, and then gotta definitely beat up Chicago on Saturday. So it's going to be a tough back to back. And Goody on the fourth, and Hunt moved up. Yeah, Mark. Yeah, I love Gerard Gallant too. Like I said, I have been calling for Gerard Gallant for a year and a half for the Rangers to hire him, and I got my guy, and it's finally starting to come to fruition. So I'm gonna go through some of these comments again. I'm sorry, but I might be a little slow, but I definitely want to get to speed with some of these comments that we didn't get over before. The Rangers are Carter Hart's daddy, Dave. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I like that. We're what? Oh no, we addressed that. Sorry, wrong comment. Yeah, Matthew, I would agree with this. Trouba's playing really good lately. A few WTF moments, but yeah, he's been solid. So, Matthew, this was the comment I was looking for from you. You know what? I'm not happy the Wilson incident itself happened, but I'm happy with the way that this team has come together and used it as a galvanizing point. And that's the biggest thing for me. You know what? They went out and they responded the way that they did, and just this team has come together. I think a big part of it is the guys that have been brought in, and I'm going to say this again because he really has. But Ryan Reeves has changed the culture in that locker room, and I don't care what anybody says. Ryan Reeves definitely has had an impact on this locker room. You see the videos; he's getting them fired up. Pre-game, post-game, he is a difference maker. And he's been good on the ice too. So that's a big part of why this team has gelled the way that they have. And I think Gerard Gallant has also instilled faith in his players. He's a player's coach. That's what these guys needed. They were tired of Quinn. They tuned him out. So I definitely like what I've seen from this team this year in terms of the way that they've responded to Gerard Gallant and the buttons that Gallant has pushed. And Lou, I like this comment here because you're right. How did Jacob Miller look so good then so bad? You know what? It really is a funny thing. And yeah, DQ's ineptitude was shown when Knobloch crew. But you know what? It's not even just that. It's just Gerard Gallant is just such an upgrade. And Ariana, you're right. Kakko needs to be extended. If he continues to play like this, they're going to have to offer him a nice contract. Are we looking at something like Jack Hughes? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe they bridge him. Who knows? So, let's see here and going through the other comments. Lou stealing the games before, but now they're winning. Yeah. And Rick, Gallant's proving he's worth every penny. You're damn right he is. Sean, what do I think about Fox taking some penalties? I think it's going to happen, but you know what? He continues to play great. So I can't really say a whole lot bad about Fox taking some penalties. Dave, tying into that, yeah, Fox not playing well is like a solar eclipse. It's very rare. It's about as rare as Haley Comet, I would say. Ariana, Fox should have had 2 points. You're right about that. And I thought he looked okay. Not himself, but Adam Fox as himself is absolutely jaw-dropping. So it's kind of hard, But this is another good point. And I didn't see this when I was doing it before, Ariana, but you're right. That the play in the second is 5 minutes of certain guys being stapled to the bench. And the third period helped. The second intermission helped get them back in the third period. So, Mark, I saw this before. Kakko and Strome spot. I do like that idea because I think right now that could be a big confidence booster. So that could be good. Trying to catch up here. No, Sean, it's just the better lighting right now. Got a lighting kit, so yep. Credit to Drury and Gallant. Mark, couldn't agree more. Love Reeves. Just, yeah. Shesty, hell yeah. And oh, how did I know you were gonna say this? Oh my god. I hate you and I love you at the same time, Sean. I really do. But I just have to say that. Jack, there's also something to be said about Reeves to give the team the confidence to go play chippy. And that's what I said when they got Ryan Reeves. I said everybody was going to play like their chest route and more like this, kind of like how Tom Wilson was a Neanderthal volleyball. But not dumbasses like that. So Reeves is thought-provoking in the best way possible for the team. Couldn't be more right about that, Polynesian. Couldn't be more right about that. Rick, yeah, Reeves is definitely, you could see it. Coyote, Booch is having a great season in St. Louis. How much do you guys miss him? I mean, we miss him, but to a point, you got to move on at some point. You can't keep harping on the past there, but good for Buchnevich. He's having a solid season. No hate on the Fox comment. Yeah, he's a monster. He's been good. And I don't know if that, I mean, I don't know if they can necessarily not care less, but he's having a good year and the Rangers having a good year. That's the best thing that can happen for both sides. An amicable divorce, if you will. Most divorces aren't like that in real life. Anyway, yeah, Adam Fox, OK Knights are better than most defensemen in the league. Yes. And Mark is teaching me about three-point lighting. Yes, this is the truth. Ariana, I tweeted about this before. I don't know if you saw this, but Brennan Othmann got snubbed. And I think it has something to do with final year eligibility players being on the roster, because Brennan Othmann is just under a goal per game with 14 in 17 games, and he has 27 points in 17 games. And he's playing on one of the lowest scoring teams in the league, and his goal share relevance to what his goals in relation to the total amount of goals that his team has scored. Nobody has a higher percentage in the league than Brennan Othmann in the OHL. No one. Not Sasha Pastajov, not Brennan Coe, or not Coe, and what team is he on? Shit, I'm drawing a blank here. But he's one of the league leaders in scoring. He's not up there in terms of goal share. Will Cooley has 15 goals in 20 games, and he somehow made it. But I think that has more to do with the fact, again, that Will Cooley, this is his last year to be able to play. They think that Brennan Othmann could be able to play next year for Canada. But Brennan Othmann should have made it. He should have made it over Zach Dean. And I'll bring up the tweet that I had earlier, because I think you all will like that. But I'm just looking through some of my Statboy Steven respond to my post about Nils, but he's an NHL ready or something. Yeah, I think Nils is here. I think it's just he needs to just be able to go out and play like himself. So let's go to my timeline. I just want to see my own posts. Can I do that somehow? Because I had it in here. And let's go. Okay, where is this tweet? It's a little earlier on today. Okay, so I stated that Will Cooley I was happy for Will Cooley making Canada, but Brennan Othmann being left off was ridiculous. Obviously, some of the just with Othmann's stat line just being so good. But Zach Dean, Ryan Verberg, Ridley Greig, like, why are those guys on this roster when Brennan Othmann has had better seasons than all three of them? I don't like it. And I agree, Mark, Ariana, rather. Wow, Mark, I saw Mark was comment about the three-point lighting. But I agree, Ariana. I thought he was a shoo-in. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, Sean. I like that Hunt hit him. But I just don't think that it should have been a major. So, Othmann was snubbed. I'm not going to say... I have some insider information on it. I can't really say what I know. but there's some politics involved. So I'm just going to leave it at that. I want to see Kakko throw some more hits. Yeah, I'm with you, Matthew. Definitely want to see Kakko. Yeah, and Adam Fox and Nils Lundqvist go out there and have fun. You forgot the part, Mark, where Adam Fox basically said that everyone else is stupid. Because that's basically what Adam Fox said. He's like, he'd be surprised how smart some of those guys are not. So, John, yeah, this is a good question. What do we do with Georgiev? He's got to play better. Hopefully he gets to bounce back after this, but he's been really up and down this season, and there's been a lot more downs than there's been ups. So, I mean, this year's a make or break for him. I'll tell you that, because if he continues to play bad, they're not going to bring him back, especially at $2.5 million or more. So, yeah, I definitely agree. He's got to play better. It's tough because you want a good backup, and I wanted to see Georgiev succeed, but there's just something that's just not right about this team. Bring up Keith. I don't know if they're going to do that right now. And I know this is the second comment in a row called for Keith Kincaid, but yeah, the Richter Vaughn pads are very nice. And Jack, yeah, the Igor chance, especially during the penalty kill, like wow, just wow. Oh, and Chris, yeah, this team will really be disgusting once guys like Mika and Chytil start finishing. Kakko, again, I agree, but Kakko's creating offense. He's creating some. He has been really good on every line he's been on so far this season. So, yeah, and JT Miller, I like the idea of JT Miller. I think stylistically he's a fit. I just don't think that they're going to go give up assets for a player that I don't know if they want to give a long-term contract to at this point. I mean, he is kind of the one that got away, but you know what? I don't know if they're going to do that. I think Ryan Strom's going to be back, and I think he'll come back at a decent price. So I don't think JT Miller is in the cards. I think a rental would be in the cards, though. Connor Garland is someone that the Rangers should check in on if they want a winger. The good thing that the weakest part of our season has been our backup goalie. Yes, couldn't agree more with that, Sean. I mean, right now, that's the weakest link is Georgiev. I'm like Adam Fox, assisting my teammates. Here he goes again with the pat on the back. He's Barry Horowitz, wrestling fans. Mark Williams is officially the Barry Horowitz of Big Apple hockey. Mark, look that one up and have some fun with it. Kakko is trying hard to get Mika going. Couldn't agree more with that, Ariana. Yes, Scone, I saw that Darren Dreger said there was some interest. I don't know if I believe that, though, because he is awful on the right wing. It has not worked in Boston at all. Joe, I did not see that. I will absolutely take a look on that later on. MC, I agree. We need a face-off man. Mark, are we accepting any new members for the Chris Kreider fan club? I'm not there yet. I like what I've seen from Chris Kreider, especially as of late, but I am not in the fan club yet. I want to see this carry on. So, John, good question. Kevin Fiala or Connor Garland, better fit? I say Connor Garland. I like Kevin Fiala's skill, but Connor Garland is a spark plug. And every line he's on plays better because he's hardworking, he's fast, he's annoying, he's tough to play against, he hustles, he doesn't quit on plays. If you watch the Rangers game against Vancouver, Connor Garland was a thorn in their side all damn game. I remember wanting to someone to absolutely smoke him because he was so annoying. So Connor Garland for me is a better fit. Watching Keandre Miller closer tonight. It's crazy how athletic he is. He has one or two mistakes, fewer per game for being crazy good. Jack, I couldn't agree with you more on that. I wanted to highlight this one. Sorry. Chris, it would be badass if Vancouver trades Hughes to the Devils. Yeah, that would be interesting, but I do not want Quinn Hughes anywhere near the Devils. No, keep Quinn Hughes in Vancouver. No, thanks. Mark, we're always accepting. Yeah, you would say that. Of course you would. How far can this team go in the playoffs? I think a second round appearance is overachieving. If they continue to play like this, I don't know if I'd call that necessarily call that overachieving. I do think we're 3 years away from being cup contenders. I think it could be less. I think it could be 1 or 2. Mark's relationship record is the Barry. Oh my God. Oh my God. That's great. That is great. Not many people are going to get that reference, but oh, that's amazing. But yeah, if Mark's relationship record is that, then mine's got to be, I don't even know. I'd have to think of an even worse jobber. The Brooklyn Brawler of Big Apple hockey? Does anyone know who the last NYR drafted forward to get chosen for the All-Star team? If we're talking with the Rangers, I can't remember. You'd have to go back. But the last New York Rangers forward to get drafted to play for the All-Star team for another team, I think might be Tony Amonte, because he was an All-Star in Chicago. So, Ziga, what's going on, buddy? Good stuff tonight. Sans the Major, yes. Love me some Dryden Hunt. Couldn't agree more right now. Dryden Hunt's playing well. Keandre is getting experience and helping his game. Our leader is speaking the truth here. Yes, the 3 Hughes brothers would be awful to play against. I don't like that. Not at all. Keep him away. Hughes brothers, yeah, it would, but I'd rather not. Let's not say we did, Dave. John, Horowitz wins. Yeah, Horowitz is probably one of the biggest jobbers of all time in wrestling. Trouba earning that contract lately. I don't know if I would say that, but he's definitely played a lot better. Joe, Sean wins the chat tonight. Yes, he does. For that comment, yes. Vancouver will never trade Hughes. Yeah, I don't see it either. Eugene, no. Eugene was not a jobber like Horowitz was. Kreider went, but Panarin was selected. Yeah, Kreider went. Yeah, but Kreider wasn't the one that was selected. Yeah, I have the T-shirt for Panarin, so that's how I know. Kovalov, yeah, Kovalov was another good draft pick. See the ring. Mark Savard, actually. Mark Savard was an all-star. So, Brian Leach, we're talking forwards, though, Matthew. So, random. What was up with the ice tonight? Yeah, it was not good tonight. Panarin fell. Fox stumbled there for a bit. There was something was definitely up with the ice. Especially those little Islanders in the playoffs. The sky could be the limit. Who knows? Yeah, but Mark Kreider was not selected. He was a replacement for Panarin. So, but yeah, I could be on board with slapping New Jersey around for a few more years. Yeah, Mike actually had a shot with the Brooklyn Brawler. Yeah, Brooklyn Brawler is bad. Oh, Special Delivery Jones getting crushed by King Kong Bundy in record time in WrestleMania 1. Ooh. And Rick, if you mean as a Ranger, ooh. Oh my God! You would have to go back to, I don't even know. That's a good question. I would have to look that up, really, to tell you the truth, because if they were drafted and went as a Ranger and they're not an injury selection like Kreider or an injury replacement like Kreider, oh geez, wow. Ooh, that's a tough call. I don't know. I'd have to do some research and get back to you on that, because that's a long time ago. Oh, Keith Lee on the main roster. Are we talking Keith Lee on the main roster with supposed Adam Cole as his manager and renamed? Right? So, yeah. Don Maloney, maybe? Didn't mean a shot with the Brooklyn Brawler Wrestling. I want my Filk Wrestling channel. Mark's trying to get it going. But yeah, that's something I'm going to have to do research on. We talk about some trade possibilities. I'm probably going to stay on until about 12, and then we'll get off probably a little after that. Or maybe if the viewer count stays up, we'll continue to go a little longer, because we got over 30 people in here right now. It's pretty good for nearly midnight on a Wednesday night. But I think Jared McCann would be a real good pick. I think he offers a lot of versatility. Good middle six forward. Yeah. I love it. I love how you shoehorned yourself in there. Chris, should we go for Forsberg? I like Filip Forsberg. The talent is tantalizing. It really is. But he's going to cost a ton. And you got to sign him long term if you're going to go and trade for him. You cannot go and give up assets to just rent him. I don't think they're going to do it. I ultimately don't see it. So I'm gonna say a good player, and it was probably the top get on the market, but I don't see them doing it. I really don't. And yes, Joe, Mark loves to volunteer me for more work. And Forsberg is a finisher to all our passes. Okay, but that's another thing, Chris. So there's no real playmaker on that Mika and Kreider line. Mika's not a top-level playmaker. But who playmakes on that line if they get Forsberg? That's 3 snipers on one line. If you were playing the NHL games from the early to mid-2000s with the chemistry ratings, that line would have 0 for the chemistry rating because it's sniper, sniper, sniper. Not playmaker, sniper, playmaker, or playmaker, sniper, sniper, or a playmaker, grinder, sniper, you know? So you wouldn't. 2-1 Oilers. It's 2. How is that 2-1 Oilers? Yeah, 2-2. I was about to say. I just checked it before and it was 2-2. But I get why people are on JT Miller. But again, so you know what? If you're going to move on from Strome, okay, JT Miller. But again, you need someone who's not as hard on the cap hit. And I think JT Miller is probably going to get close to $8 million. So here's the question. If you're going to go and spend $8 million on another center behind Mika Zibanejad, or $7 million to $8 million on another center behind Mika Zibanejad, do you want JT Miller or do you want Tomas Hertl? Because Tomas Hertl's a very good defensive center. And he's just as high of a skill player. I don't know if I necessarily want JT Miller. I think stylistically he's a fit. I think he might be a better winger than a center. But again, you're going to have to give assets, and then you're going to have to give him a big contract. So I don't know if the Rangers necessarily do that, guys and girls. I really don't. I have a hard time seeing it. Could I be wrong? Sure. They could totally blow me out of the water here and just make me eat my crow. I like this suggestion right here. Pius Suter is an underrated player. He was really good in Chicago last year. I mean, if you look at his numbers this year, he's 25 years old. He's got another year left on his deal after this, and only $3.25 million. So that's not a lot against the cap. And this year, he's got 10 points, only 23 games, after having 27 and 55 games last year on a bad Blackhawks team. So, you know what? And this is another point I've brought up before. Here's the thing. If you're going to go and get another center, not named Ryan Strome, he's got to be a significant upgrade over Ryan Strome because Ryan Strome has an insane chemistry with Artemi Panarin. So do you risk that for a Tomas Hertl or a JT Miller? I don't know if I do, because even if they're better defensive centers, how do you think that line's going to work with someone who doesn't have the same chemistry with Artemi Panarin as Ryan Strome? Could they end up having better chemistry? Sure. But do you really want to risk that? And Chris, I don't think this is possible, because then you create a logjam and then you have 2 high salaries in there. So I don't think that's happening. AZ, good luck with that one. Troy Terry's not going anywhere right now. Anaheim is not moving Troy Terry. You'd have to pay a king's ransom to get them to think about it. Never mind actually do it. And I do feel that Sammy Blade's probably going to get another contract. So I think that's definitely going to happen. I just don't know how much he's going to get. I don't think it's going to be a lot. But how will Strome perform in the playoffs? You know what? Remains to be seen. But if they performed anything like they performed against Carolina in that play-in series, that's not good. They got to be a hell of a lot better than that. Hell of a lot better. I hope that Strome continues to play with the edge to his game because that's what it's going to take in the playoffs. And Gallant's gonna tell his team that. I know Quinn probably tried to tell the team that, but they tuned him out. And Sean, you're definitely right about this. If he plays well in the postseason, he's definitely getting that next deal. And that's why I can see Ryan Strome playing well in the postseason. Because he's going to have to play for that next deal. And in order to get that next deal, he's going to have to impress them come playoff time. So that's going to help this team. It's going to help. And yes, AZ, this is actually a good point. He's going to have to stay out of the penalty box. He sometimes tends to take some stupid penalties that end up costing the team. And you know what? In the playoffs, you can't get in the penalty box because then you take the rhythm away from the team as seen in tonight's game. Can't constantly be in the penalty box if you want to win. If we win the cup, he's pricing himself out. I don't think that's happening, Chris. I'm just being a realist. I know I sound negative in saying it, but I don't see it. Maybe they go on a run. Who knows? I would love to just get just win a playoff series. That would be great. The more I think about it, Connor Garland is a better fit. Yes, I would love to see Connor Garland on that line with Mika and Kreider. I think that he would fit in perfectly with the two of them. The speed, he plays like a gnat. He's annoying. He's in your face. He's all over. He throws his weight around for a smaller guy. He can make plays. He can shoot the puck. He doesn't quit on plays. I think he would be a fit on almost any line you put him on, but I think with Mika and Kreider, he would look great. AZ, about Nemeth. Like I said before, I think he played his best game of the season tonight. I thought he was really good. I just, you know what? He cut down the mistakes. He didn't make one big glaring mistake at all tonight, which was good. I mean, anytime you can get a night like that from Nemeth. And I thought he moved the puck okay, which is saying something because Patrick Nemeth usually handles the puck like a hot potato. He actually looked comfortable with it tonight. Weird, right? Sean, I really think if anything, Kessel and a veteran demon at the deadline, no major moves, I could see that. That's very, very plausible, Sean. Very, very plausible. So, Chris, yeah, that's a concern I do have about Kessel. I know that there are a lot of fans that don't want him. He's not good in his own end, but he could definitely fit in terms of offensive play on that line with Mika and Kreider. He's a guy who could score goals. He's a guy who could make plays. He's a guy who could carry puck through the neutral zone with speed, help back off the defenders off of the blue line and gain zone entry because that's important for that line as well. So, and even if you don't want to, I mean, I would put Kakko back with Strome and Panarin at that point and put Kessel with Mika and Kreider. I think that would help pick that line up. AZ, Nils is going to be a really good offensive D-man and D-man in general. Yeah, I thought tonight he was really good. I think this is one of his best games. I really do. Jack, I feel like I say this every game, but I love Lindgren. Chemistry of his Fox is so valuable. Yeah, I mean, you're on the money with that. I like saying this, but I think overall they're a better pairing to me because I think they're better in their own zone. Because I think Leach was a little bit of a rover, but it reminds me of Leach and Bukamu, but a better version of the two of them. And I'm not saying that Fox was better than Leach, but defensively, I think that pairing defensively overall as a pairing was better overall in both ways than Leach and Bukamu. I know I sound crazy, but I got to say it. If Dallas is out of the playoffs, we might swing a deal for Pavelski. Pavelski might be a target. I think he might have another year left on his deal. So I think that might take them out of the running for him. Oh, no, he's only got 1 year left on his deal. Actually, that could work. Pavelski could work. I'm pretty sure he could play all three forward positions, Pavelski. I'm pretty sure he's played all three. So Yeah, he's listed as a center and a right wing, and that's definitely what you want. He's having a pretty good year so far, too. He's got seven goals and 17 points in 20 games, and that's what you want to see because you need a guy that can help make plays on that line. And he goes to the front of the net, and again, he'd be another power play option. You could put him or Kreider in front of the net. You got two of the best net front presses in the league. And Chris Frost, another great comment here. Pavelski's a born leader and an all-around solid player. You're right. AZ, Riley Smith, another good one. Another good option. And you know he's a Gallant favorite. So Lindgren, I think it probably is the most underrated player. He does have excellent hockey IQ. Do I think I think they're a better pairing than Pelech and Pullock. And the only reason why I say that is because offensively, they can give you what that pairing cannot. That pairing might be a little better defensively, but in terms of play on all three zones, they're a better pairing. And that just, I know I'm biased, but again, that pairing does not give you the offense that Fox and Lindgren can. So if Klingberg is the player rumored, I saw that. I heard Carolina was interested for whatever reason. So I don't see it, but yeah. You don't mess with the Fox and Lindgren pairing. Yes, I agree. I would start a Pavelski fan club that would. Yeah, I think Pavelski would have a lot of fans here. Now, looks like you got some competition, Sean. Chris is not happy about that one. Hey, what's going on, Kurt? Another big win. And yes, great night. When the Rangers win, it is always a great night. Great night. If Georgiev plays Friday night and does not perform well, will his time with the New York Rangers be coming to an end? I don't know, but I think if he continues to play bad after this season, they're going to move on from him because I can't see them giving him a raise or even the same amount of money that he's already making. He's making what, 2.4, 2.45, I think, against the cap. I mean, for a guy who's not giving you good production as a backup goalie, like, why are you going to continue to give money to a guy like that? 2.425 million. I was close. Sorry. A little off. So, I don't see how you can go and give Georgiev more or the same money after when he's not been playing up to that contract. He hasn't since he's gotten that contract. And it's sad because Georgiev in 2018, 2019, and 2020 looked like he was trending up. He looked like he could have been a top. He was a top level backup for that time, and then just, oh man, ever since Igor's came along, it's really killed Georgiev. So yes, MC, good point about Pavelski. 55% career on faceoffs. That's versatility, and that's why I talked about Jared McCann. Jared McCann, I think, would really be a great fit because he can play all three forward positions. He can play center, left wing, and right wing. And you definitely want the versatility. And I know that coaches love that. He's listed as a center on Hockey Reference, but on Cap Friendly, if you look at him, he's listed as all three, I believe. I'm trying to pull that up right now. So, oh no, they have a center and left wing, but I know he's played right wing before. So I would absolutely take Jared McCann in a heartbeat on this team. Perfect, perfection, greatness. I'm in another dimension with this team. They're playing well. There's nothing you can say other than the fact that they are playing very well. It's great to watch. Teams starting to buy into Gallant, and the system's working. It's working. With Jeff Gorton now the vice president of hockey relations for Montreal, do you foresee Jeff swinging any deals with Drury, even smaller? Possible. GMs like familiarity with other guys. If they have good relationships, and we've seen this in the past with the Rangers in Arizona when Sather and Maloney were the GMs in New York and Arizona, respectively. They made a lot of deals with each other. And Pittsburgh and Carolina, they made a lot of deals with each other over the years. You'll see teams make repeat deals with each other because the general managers are familiar with one another and they have good relationships. So they make deals with one another because they like working with a certain general manager, or they know that general manager is not going to try to screw them, Or, it's not about just them winning the trade alone. It's about both sides winning and coming out on top. So therefore, a good relationship is established. If you have good rapport with someone, you're going to want to do business with them. And that's why AZ, it's actually a good question to bring up there, because yes, that is possible. Rick, tired of picking up hired guns and losing. Yeah, can't say I blame you. Pavelski is right there on faceoff percentage with Luke Glendening. I don't think it's that high, but he's good. Pavelski's good on faceoffs. Glendening was like a 60% guy, I believe. So I know you don't want to help your rival, but maybe yeah, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen, Chris. Brock Nelson's a good center, but that ain't happening. Sather likes making deals with San Jose. He did make some over the years. I don't think JT Miller's a possibility, Lou. The name's out there, and yeah, it's an option, but I don't see it personally. I don't see them, one, willing to give up the assets to get him, and then two, end up giving him a new contract, because you got to remember, I think there's about $65 million tied up in Rangers players next year. So I'm gonna pull that up on Cap Friendly right now. So let's go here. All right. So next year there's $36 million tied up in forwards for next year, with Kaapo, Kakko, Julien Gauthier needing RFA deals. Ryan Strome is an unrestricted free agent, so he needs a new contract, or you need a second line center. Kevin Rooney needs a new contract, and he's going to get a raise over that $750, because they're probably going to bring him back. He's been solid. There's no reason not to bring him back. Leewar Hayek, restricted free agent, might not even be tendered. I wouldn't even bother. I really wouldn't. Trade him for whatever you can get, if you can get anything for him, but I'm not worried about that. But Adam Fox goes from $925K to $9.5 million. So you have $17 million tied up in defense between Trouba and Fox alone. They have $25.75 million tied up in defensemen. So between 36 and 25, that's $61 million tied up. Then you have Igor Shesterkin's 5.66. So that's 66, probably about just over 67 million right now, with Sammy Blais also needing a contract. Alexander Georgiev, probably not going to need that. And the cap's probably going to be around 82 million, I think, next year. So you got 15 million to work with, and you need to give Kaapo, Kakko, Julien Gauthier deals, and Ryan Strome needs a new deal, or you need a second line center. So it's possible that they could do that, but I wouldn't mess with that. So I don't think that JT Miller's a possibility there, Lou. Yeah, I think they're going to get better, tougher, and bind well, in my opinion. I think we're going to make a strong push in the playoffs, deep run. I hope they make a deep run, but I would be happy with winning a first-round series this year and taking it baby steps. And you can't expect everything right away, but you know what? You never know. You get a hot goaltender in the playoffs, that makes you a tough team to beat. Igor playing the way that he's played, let's lighten Igor's workload up. The last however many games have been good for that. Early on, it looked like Igor was going to have to carry them there, but they've been playing a lot better lately. So, Grant, welcome back, bud. Which prospects are you willing to trade a high-end rental for? Which mid-tier prospects would you hold on to? A mid-tier prospect like Glory Palmieri needs to be held on to. I think he could be a middle six contributor sooner than later. I would really be. You're sitting on a gold mine, Trebek. Oh God, I love Celebrity Jeopardy. Oh man, Daryl Hammond as Sean Connery, Norm Macdonald, rest in peace, as Burt Reynolds, or Turd Ferguson. Yeah, what do you want? You buzzed in. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. Yeah, well, that's your opinion. And he's got the oversized cowboy hat. Oh, man. The Dave Matthews one with Sean Connery and the filthy limericks. Oh, I could go on and on quoting Celebrity Jeopardy. Oh, rough. Just the way your mother likes it, Trebek. And, yeah. But, I love those skits. My all-time favorite comedy skits are the Celebrity Jeopardy ones, Dave Chappelle show. Oh man. But Kelly Yarncrook, yeah, that could be a good ad. That could be a really good ad. But Rick, it's a real shame that you take so many years to build a team, then Mr. Salary Cap steps in and you can't keep some of your players. Yeah. Oilers and Pens, third period under the way. I think I will put that on my TV. Yes, Jimmy Fallon, yeah. Oh, Robin Williams, that was great. Robin Williams, that was a really good episode. Jerry Lee Lewis was a good one when they had him on there. Tobey Maguire as Keanu Reeves. Oh man, I just want to watch Saturday Night Live Celebrity Jeopardy clips now. You got me really keyed up on that. I gotta go. Gotta find the Edmonton broadcast. Where are we? All right, so NHL. What? Why is this not? Oh no, TNT. I know Kung Fu. For the last time, no, you do not. It's such a good skit. Oh, that's right. That game's on TNT. What am I doing? I'm queuing up ESPN Plus when the game's on TNT. Forgot Ariana said that before. So let's throw that on because TNT's got the game on. The Dave Matthews, he wakes up in the morning. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, you think you're so smart, don't you, Trebek? Oh, with your joggle mustache and your greasy hair. Look, what did I say about ethnic slurs? And the Trebek comes back from the break. Welcome back to Celebrity Jeopardy. I'd like to apologize for all blind people for what happened before the break. This is so good. Oh, man. Buckfutter! I don't understand. Oh, I think you do, Trebek. I think you do indeed. Oh, so good. Will Cooley and Braden Schneider could be on this roster next year, potentially renewing Nemeth's salary and spot and someone else. I don't know about next year for Will Cooley. You got to see how he plays in Hartford. But I do think that Braden Schneider can be here sooner than later. And I'm glad everybody gets the Saturday Night Live Celebrity Jeopardy references because I would look like an absolute clown right now if nobody did. So, Bow Wow, rough, just the way your mother likes it. The best is when they do the animal sounds. It goes, Sean Connery, moo. That's incorrect. Oh, that's the sound your mother made last night. And then Will Ferrell's faces are just incredible. And then when Alex Trebek actually comes on the episode, and Sean Connery's like, oh, two Trebeks, I feel like a Raisin Bran commercial. I feel like between two scoops of fruit. Just so good. Oh, the best skits. Daryl Hammond was pure comedic gold in all of those skits. Norm Macdonald as Turd Ferguson, Burt Reynolds, just, oh, my God. Jones, you know what? I do agree with this, Dave. I think Zach Jones can end up being up with this team sooner than later. And I think that he definitely gets the look before Shine. Yes, Edmonton's up right now, baby. 3-2. Yeah, let's go. Who scored that one? It looks like Kailer Yamamoto is going to get credit for it. So Edmonton takes a 3-2 lead. So yeah, look at this goal. Let's see here. Point movements. Oh, Yamamoto with the great deflection there. That's definitely down. Tyson Barrie point shot there, and that is a goal. Yeah, baby, let's go. Yeah, what a redirect that was. That is for sure. So, but yeah, Dave Tippett, got to be happy about that one. Got to be happy about his son playing well in Florida, too, and Florida doing well. So, you know what, Chris? I don't know about that. I mean, if Nils Lundqvist faltered, maybe. But Zach Jones, if Patrick Nemeth at some point, they decide that, you know what, they've got a spot secured, what are they reviewing here? That's definitely not high. That is not high at all. So I don't know what they're reviewing on this. But I don't think Schneider will be the first one called up. But I do think Schneider has just been, he's been good in Hartford. He really has. What are they? I don't have the volume on, so I don't know what they're reviewing on this. If anybody can keep me updated. Is it the beginning of the end of the Pittsburgh Penguins? John, I don't think so yet, man. I don't think so. We were talking about this before. Mike Sullivan's coaching is just, he's been solid. He's been really good. He's made me a believer. I mean, the adversity they've been through this season so far and the way that that team has handled it, I tell you right now, you got to give all the credit in the world to Mike Sullivan because they've been solid with everything that they've had to handle with Crosby being out, Malkin being out, and then the COVID protocols. Carter was out in COVID protocol. But yes, Zach Jones has been playing better in Hartford lately. So I think the spot is really what it comes down to, though, that left defense. If Nemeth plays bad, they might consider calling him up at some point. Although I really don't know if they want to run with a two rookie pairing on their third pairing. Okay, so the goal counts. I don't know what they were reviewing there because, like I said, I had the volume muted. But Edmonton is now up with 17 minutes to play in the third, 3-2. So this is big for the Rangers. And the Pittsburgh did not get the extra point against Calgary the other night. So, Brian, welcome back. Kakko should be on Mika. I'm guessing that you're talking about Kakko being on that line. Yes, Jones did have a nice goal Saturday. I saw that, Lou. One of my mutuals on Twitter posts a lot of Hartford clips, and I got to see that. Oilers being outshot 26-15. That goes to show you how well Pittsburgh is actually playing. But if McJesus and Draisaitl can put another one in the back of the net, then you're looking at a 4-2 lead, and probably going to be a little insurmountable because Dave Tippett has the Oilers playing good defensive hockey. Yeah, I never thought I'd be saying those words, but he does. They finally seem like they've started to buy in. So maybe not as good as Toronto, who Toronto honestly played the best defensive hockey I think they've played as a team since the 92-93 season, which they were one of the 3 best defensive teams in the league that year. So really, really good. Jesse Puljujarvi looks hurt there. I don't know if he got a puck or a slash on the wrist there, but he does not look good there. Yes, pool party hurt. But yeah, Pitt has been the Patriots of the NHL. Trade players at the right time and making use of what they've got. It was pretty good analogy here, Chris. I gotta agree with this. They've made some good deals. They've gotten rid of some guys. Olimata looked like he was an up-and-coming defenseman. They got rid of him at the right time. He hasn't really been great since he left Pittsburgh. I mean, he wasn't great there in his last couple of seasons with Pittsburgh, but it seems like they got rid of him at the right time. He was collided with at the far boards of the blue line before he came off. So, yeah, that's probably it. I didn't see it. I was looking down at the screen here. So, if you guys are seeing anything watching this game that I'm missing, definitely tell me. But, yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with that, Chris. It's a really good point, a really good analogy there. But I made a point before that I think Jordan Eberle, I know blasphemy. I know some Islander fans, Shannon said blasphemy before about this, but Jordan Eberle would be a real good fit on Mika's Zibanejad line as well. I think he's got 2 more years after this one at 5.5. That's kind of it might be a little tough to fit his salary in. I really have a feeling that they're going to go after lower salary, more cost-controlled wingers or rentals at the deadline. if they go for winger help. So I don't see them going after a high salary player like a Tarasenko. Tarasenko's got another year left on his deal, $7 million. They could possibly fit it, but I just don't know if they do that. I honestly, I think they're going to go a cheaper route. So someone like Kessel makes a lot of sense because of the fact that, and I know that everybody does not like Kessel because his defensive play is bad. But I'm telling you right now, you can get him for cheap. He comes off the books at the end of the year, and it's not going to cost a lot of assets to get him. I'm telling you, probably going to cost mid-level prospect and maybe a second or a third round pick to get him. So, and yeah, I think every Ranger fan is glad that Seattle picked Eberle over Bailey. I think Pittsburgh just took a penalty here. Yep. Looks like Chris Letang is going. He's chirping at the ref. He's not happy at getting called. So let's see what this is. Trip, looks like. Yeah, looks like slash. Never mind. No, it's not a hook. It's slash. That's a slash motion. Right on the wrist. That's a slash. If that's the call, that's kind of weak. Yeah, that's the call, and that's kind of weak. That's really weak. I think Chris Letang has a legitimate gripe there. Because there's nothing there on McDavid by Rodriguez. So yeah. But I do agree with this. Every Ranger fan is happy that they picked Eberle over Bailey. I think that was just a stupid move on the Islanders' part. And yeah, that is a weak call. I definitely understand why Chris Letang is not. Oh, Leon Draisaitl. Oh, if he would have hit that one, oh, John Marino's down. That is not good for Pittsburgh. Let's see what happened here. Oh, Marino is definitely hurt. That is a big loss for them. Francis picked Blackwell over Gauthier. Lou, this is a great point. Oh, he got hit with the shot. Yeah, that's not good for. Hopefully Marino's all right. Oh, Marino, I think, got hit in the jewels. Oh, man, that looks painful. Oh, my God, yeah, he probably did. Either that or he got hit directly in the stomach where there's no protection there. Oh, man, it's either one of those two, and that is not good because if that's in the stomach, that could be broken ribs. Oh, that's not good. And they can't afford to lose someone like him right now. So, yeah, McJesus got interfered with a little bit there, trying to come in on that power play there. But, yeah, like I said, this is a great point. I mean, could you think of how different this team would be if they picked Gauthier instead of Blackwell? I really don't know what Francis was doing with a lot of these picks. I really don't. I questioned a lot of them. So, yeah, and this is truth. Yeah. McJesus on the power play, danger. Yeah, they missed a wide open net. Yes, they did. Was offsides? Yeah, offsides. Or is that going to be a penalty? I think it's offsides. I don't know. I don't know if it was a penalty there, but and Nugent Hopkins. Oh, how do you miss that, Zach Hyman? That would have been your hat trick, buddy. Oh, jeez. Oh, man, I wish he would have hit that. Oh, my God. He just flat out missed that. There was no stick there. No stick there whatsoever. How is that? Oh. Yeah, Hyman, like I said, Hyman almost had the hat trick. Oh, no, there is a penalty. Okay, I guess there is a penalty there. Little yikes, but whatever. So, everybody else's other thoughts about the game, definitely leave them in the comment section here. Have a good little thing going tonight. Good bounce back third, I thought. Hope you guys thought the same thing. And good to see Edmonton up right now. Hopefully this sticks and Pittsburgh does not get the point to tie this game. So I don't think Keller's going anywhere, John. I really don't. And good night, Chris. Thank you for coming on with us here. Appreciate it. Let's go Rangers. And Keller, I don't see him going anywhere. That would have to be a hockey trade. I don't think it's I don't think that's going to happen. I don't see them giving up on him. I think that honestly, Arizona's looking at trying to add Shane Wright, and you want a guy like Clayton Keller around for someone like that. So, Rick Malkin's a good player, but yeah. IFF 4-3, baby. Yeah. There we go. Let's go, Edmonton. Yeah. Hey, Evan Bouchard. Oh, let's watch this. Draisaitl, great pass there to McDavid, and McDavid gets his third assist. Is that Bouchard's first goal? Hold on. Let's see something here. I'm going to go look this up real quick, but I think that might be Bouchard's first. Oh, no, it's his third of the year. Wow, okay. Oh, and he's had he's had 3 other goals, yeah, before this. So that's his 6th career goal. Sorry. Yeah, McDavid, another 3-point night for him. It just 4-on-4, lots of open space. Yeah, that's what happens when you have Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid out at the same time in a 4-on-4 situation. Oh, that's not something you want to play against. Have a good night, Rick. Take care. Thank you for coming on with us. I'll probably go for a little bit longer, maybe a few minutes, but so definitely get some comments in while you can. But yeah, good session. You get a lot of guys on here. Over 30 viewers. We got 37, I think, was our high count at one point tonight. But yeah, McDavid's stick handling is just ridiculous. He is the most skilled player I've ever seen play this game. Ever. And I don't think we're going to ever see another player like that. Oh, that could have been goal number 5. Oh, geez. That would have been a short-handed one, too. A little spinny dipsy doodle there by Evan Rodriguez, former BU Terrier, teammate of Jack Eichel at Boston University. So, yeah, I was just saying that. Nugent Hopkins better be careful not to close your hand on the puck there, buddy. But yeah, this is a good outcome for us Ranger fans right now. This 4-2 score, and you know what? It's good that Pittsburgh hopefully doesn't get any points out of this game. Nugent Hopkins 1v2. He's probably going to dump it off here. Yeah, make the change. Puts it on net for Jari to try to make the save on the bounce there. Smart play, especially when you put a couple past the goalie. You can see if maybe he's rattled. Maybe you're in his head. Never a bad play to do that. So, but Edmonton looks to see. Oh man, if that pass got through to McDavid, forget about it. Yeah, keep our division rivals losing in regulation. That's what you want. You don't want them getting points. The Rangers are playing well. They're winning. They're winning games more convincingly than they have. Oh my God. Oh, good play by Matheson there on McDavid. So, assuming both teams make the playoffs, who do you think makes a deeper run, the Rangers or the Oilers? I think the Oilers are probably a little more equipped in terms of having the top-end forwards, but I think the Rangers might be a more balanced team. It depends on what happens at the deadline. I'm not really convinced about Edmonton's defense corps. I like Darnell Nurse. I like Barry as a puck mover and a power play guy. I don't like him at even strength as a defender, in his own zone. I don't like Cody Ceci. I don't like Duncan Keith, even though he's experienced 3 cups, Conn Smythe. So, Dan, that was offsides. I was offsides. So, I didn't think it was, but they waved it off. But getting back to Kurt, your question here, I think the Rangers have a better goaltender, and that gives them the edge. I definitely think the Rangers have some good top-end talent, but Edmonton's offense is pretty damn good. You have McDavid, Draisaitl, Pulliarvi, Yamamoto, Nugent Hopkins, Hyman. Their top 6 is really good. And then they've got some depth guys in the bottom 6 that are good players. So they do have a good forward group. It's just their defense worries me, and their goaltending. I really don't like their goaltending come playoff time. So, you know what? Honestly, I could see them going about the same, and maybe they both win a first round playoff series. But I don't know about either of those teams going any deeper than the other. So I'm going to call that a push, if you will. So we got a commercial here in the Edmonton-Pittsburgh game. But, yeah. So we're looking at 12:30. MLB lockout confirmed. Yep. Had that coming. I wouldn't feel great with Koskinen, the old man in net. Yeah, I wouldn't either. That's why I was saying that. I would definitely not. But, yeah, I think I'm going to wrap this up. And thank you all for coming on. This is the longest one I've done so far because we had a lot of traction on this. You know, like I said, we had 37, almost 40 people in here at one point watching. So that's good. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. I'll answer this one real quick. I would take this. I don't know if LA would, but I would definitely take that because I think Kupari would actually help. And I think Kravtsov getting a fresh start in LA would help as well. So, yeah. Who says no? But, yeah, Kupari for Kravtsov would actually be a good deal for both teams, both 2018 draft picks. So I would take that. I think that deal could work for both sides. I really do. But, yeah, I'm going to wrap this up. I appreciate you all coming on with me and doing these. I'm sorry that I had to do it as late as I did. Unexpected gym session tonight. So, yeah, I wanted to get one in because a buddy of mine that I go with, nice hip check there. Oh, geez, that was a great hit. But, yeah, unexpected gym session. Good night for the Rangers. And, yeah, this was good. I'm going to continue to do these. Like I said, I like doing them. Fun. I look forward to them. And I love the conversations that we've been getting out of these. And Edmonton scores again, 5-2. Let's go. McJesus with another point. Yeah. Woo. Let's go. Another goal for Edmonton. Yeah, MC. That's awesome, man. I wish we would have went to that game. But, yeah, no worries, Polynesian. Good night, Dan. Good night, everybody. Thank you all again for coming on. So just please, if you can, like, share, and subscribe. The more likes we get in these videos, the more it gets into the algorithm. Oh, it's Hyman. Okay. So, but again, please like, share, and subscribe. The more likes we get in the videos, the more it comes up in the algorithms, the more eyes we can get on this channel, the more the channel grows. And definitely, I definitely appreciate all you guys coming in and watching with me. But I will watch the rest of this game, and I'm probably going to go to sleep afterwards. So thank you all for being on with us. Have a good night, Big Apple hockey family, and let's go Rangers.